why is Bitcoin pumping? And similarly, why are altcoins dumping at the same time? These two questions will be providing the answer for you in today's video. Let's just jump right into the video that we have for you today. Looking at the crypto bubbles, you can see a lot of altcoins are correcting, and this is turning a lot of traders and a lot of investors worried and wondering what is going on. How come they are not following the same pump that we can see with Bitcoin here, and Bitcoin maintaining a bullish structure right now, moving sideways, but we have been able to spot our support levels. So we have its support around 115. In the video I dropped yesterday, I was able to show you that we have a resistance of around 119, and we seem to have support at 115 and another support at 110, 109. So this is what Bitcoin is doing. Looking at Ethereum, what is that telling us to? Also, we have been able to spot our resistance levels of around 3,000, which we got rejected twice now on the daily chart, and we seem to be moving sideways on that, again above our trend structure and the bullish pattern structure that we have drawn. So this is just showing us sideways movement. Looking at the RSI on Ethereum, we are at the overbought territory but moving sideways. So but it still looks like there's a lot of room for still further upward movement to go on Ethereum. So we'll be looking at Ethereum especially for the $3,000 resistance level and looking for the bulls to be able to break these resistance levels on the Ethereum chart. So this is what Ethereum is showing us. Looking at XRP, what do we see? XRP seems to be correcting. We got rejected at the $2.09 levels, and we are rejecting, and we seem to have corrected from there, and we even got to test the support of $2.06. So this is just showing us what is going on in the altcoin chart, and that is what is making a lot of traders scratch their head and wonder why are the altcoins not following the Bitcoin pump. But this is quite easy to answer, and it's quite evident, and Miles, a respected crypto analyst and YouTuber, has been able to spot this reason for why there's a lot of altcoins that are dumping right now. And it's just very easy because, like he says, the launch of Pump.Fun is directly correlated to the destruction of the altcoin market versus BTC. This is very evident because a lot of a lot of coins have been launched through Pump.Fun, and Pump.Fun has been a vehicle for a lot of traders to make money, to launch. Anybody can launch anything pretty much on Pump.Fun, and now they are launching their own token. So it is very evident that a lot of traders are now taking a lot of profits or a lot of money from other altcoins and recycling it in anticipation of the launch, which is even happening right today on Saturday. So this is quite interesting because now all altcoins are dumping and in anticipation for this Pump.Fun launch. So that is one evidence that we know that that's the reason. But why? To answer the first question, why did Bitcoin pump? And that is very evident because there's a lot of institutions, governments, regulatory, all those factors that is causing this strength in the market, and also giving us evidence of what is going on and the bullish momentum. As you can see, Solana had good market strength and ETFs development on Solana. Also, a lot of treasury companies are acting and putting a lot of coins on their balance sheet. Bitcoin, as we have been reporting, a lot of companies are putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet, and that is quite interesting. And this last week, we saw a lot of things happen in the crypto market, like the Satoshi-era wallets that were reactivated, that made a lot of people panic, which caused the momentarily dip on the Bitcoin chart that we noticed earlier in the week. And we also have tokenized stocks and Jupiter Exchange also launching their launchpad, and all these regulatory and policy developments has cascaded to make us pump. And this is giving a lot of bullish sentiment and making us know that we are right here convicted, knowing what is going to happen further in Bitcoin, because it's very, very clear there's a lot of room and a lot of upside to go. And Michael Saylor has said 1 million is the target for Bitcoin. Let's just take a listen to this interview on TV that he granted.
The asset to continue a price increase at these levels that we've seen. I mean, can it keep that up over the next 5 years, over the next 10 years? And at what point do we see, winter coming again? Because that's been a permanent fixture of this asset class, right? It's gone from 0 or 1,000 to 20, and then back down to 3 or 4, and then up to 50, and then back down to 15, and now up to 110. When does it drop again?
Winter's not coming back. We're past that. We're past that phase. If Bitcoin's not going to 0, it's going to $1 million. And you have all the evidence you need to determine that, right? The President of the United States has determined he supports Bitcoin. The Cabinet supports Bitcoin. Scott Bessent supports Bitcoin. Paul Atkins has shown himself to be an enthusiastic believer of Bitcoin and digital assets. Kentez, the CFTC, feels the same way. The banks are going to custody Bitcoin. Bitcoin has gotten through its riskiest period. The accounting has been corrected. There's now only 450 Bitcoin a day available for sale by natural sellers. That's the miners. At this level, that works out to about $50 million of Bitcoin available for sale every day. If that $50 million is bought, then the price has got to move up to find any seller that's price sensitive. Now, if you do the math, you'll actually see the Bitcoin Treasury companies by themselves are buying the entire natural supply.
Yeah.
BlackRock and the ETFs are buying another measure of that. And we've got nation-state actors coming into the space.
So let's just stop the video right there. But that's a lot for us to chew on. The winter is coming. You know, everything is forget every bearish sentiment. All those uncles that have laughed at us, all of us in this space, that we are dealing with scam, nothing is happening in this space, they will be in disbelief when Bitcoin goes to 1 million. Like Michael Solo has said, all supply is being bought up. And this is very evident. Institutions around the world are being spammed by content pitching to them Bitcoin. Bull market is progressing, and world's wealthiest people are also buying. Large companies, large governments, all of them are getting exposure through Bitcoin, stable coins. This acceptance and buying is like nothing and then and all scenario, as Dan says, where price goes up so much that every fund manager, corporation, and wealthy individual begins pointing fingers, asking why they didn't buy Bitcoin earlier. This is what is going on, and as Bitcoin goes higher, the companies who bought earlier acts as proof of concept and adding to the FOMO of other companies. This is just going to happen, and eventually everybody will be forced to own or buy some sort of exposure or have some sort of exposure to Bitcoin. At the end of the day, what we are just saying, we are going higher and higher and higher and higher in Bitcoin. And this is for us as investors and traders to be able to spot all of this, to spot support and resistance, like I've pointed out, at 119 as our current resistance and around 115 as the current support that we are maintaining, where we can make money. So what we should be expecting on this chart is a pullback. If we continue to go sideways like this, we get a pullback to 115, where we can ladder in here before we see a pull up back to all-time high and crossing the local all-time high in the near term. So this is something we are incredibly bullish. And what do we now see that is even coming up? There's so much, oh my god, there was so much bullish news. I did not know. I had to select which one to actually bring to you guys in this video. But right now, again, we see more and more things happening. And what do we expect next week happening in the market? This week, we have seen so much bullish news. I've pointed all of them out. Next week is going to be more bullish because, as the US Director of Digital Assets has said, next week is going to be bullish. And he said a huge week is going to come around in crypto next week. So this is just starting. The rally has just begun. The question is, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for what is going to happen? Are you guys ready for your faces to be melted? This is what is coming. Winter is here. We have to make money. Looking at the crypto and fear and greed index, we are now at extreme greed. So also, despite all this bullish sentiment and everything happening, we still have to have that out of our mind. And we should be ready to take profits in case the market turns against us and it goes to support levels like I've indicated at 115, 109 levels. Again, for us to now similarly make a trade for the upside movement. These are the levels I've been able to spot to you. These are the support and resistance zones that we have indicated in our video today. Looking at the XRP, similarly for that, these are the support and resistance that we are looking at. And we remain watchful because we know during the weekend it's highly volatile. A lot of things are happening, especially with this Pump.Fun launch today. So expect a lot of swings in the market today and tomorrow. But when we open and the market opens the week on Monday, we should see everything back to normal. Everybody happy and bullish sentiment all the way. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to take profit and to make money. Peace.